actually planned to, by the end of this year, have 56 Amazon Go stores. So far, the Go stores that they've opened to the public have this cashierless technology where you can scan an app, pick whatever you want off the shelf up, and then leave. And the idea is to eliminate checkout lines. It hasn't been going as well as they had hoped. Right now, they have about 18 stores listed on their site that have been announced to the public. Some of them are not yet open to the public. Some are restricted to employees. Others are still coming soon. They hope to reach 56 by the end of this year, so things are moving slower than planned.
How important are these stores for for Amazon strategically?
These stores really represent Amazon's most ambitious effort to enter physical retail. For years, Jeff Bezos had said that Amazon would only get into physical retail when it has something special to do, something where it can offer a different customer experience than the norm. And Amazon's opened a couple of other kinds of stores, and most notably, they bought the Whole Foods supermarket chain a few years ago. But Whole Foods still, for the most part, aside from the fact that Amazon's rolled out delivery, resembles a typical grocery store experience. You're still going and you're picking up what you want, and then you wait in line, and then you leave and you take it home somehow. And Amazon Go, with the cashierless experience, is much more experimental and much more ambitious, and if successful, could really upend physical retail compared to the way, they changed e-commerce over the years.
As we're talking about the California legislation that could undermine Uber and Lyft's business models, is regulatory pushback one reason Go stores haven't launched more quickly? Because you're seeing cities and states respond by saying, we're going to require people to take cash.
That's right. There is a concern that if folks are unbanked, that they might not have access to these kinds of stores, and that could pose a problem if these stores expand. So there are those kinds of concerns that they have. And also, one of the other problems that they've had in expanding is somewhat logistical. Ultimately, they have pretty specific requirements to launch a Go store. If you ever walk in and look up at the ceiling, there are cameras everywhere. They need high ceilings, and that's pointed out in the documents that I reported on as something that does sort of limit where they can expand. On top of that, they aren't quite sure at this point, because it's such an experiment. These stores have only been open to the public for about a year and a half, if they're enough of a destination or not. Yeah. When the stores first opened to the public in Seattle, there were lines outside, which is ironic, of people trying to get in. But all the rest of the stores, if you open one up in Houston, for example, a car-centric city, are people going to drive there, or is it just an attraction if you can whiz in, whiz out?